Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going over how to survive or get away from players who try to kill you out in the open world, whether you're farming or just traveling around on your horse. I'm making this video because some of you requested it in the comments, and I know that being randomly killed by other players is something that a lot of people really hate. I hear you, and as someone who has killed and been killed by many players too, I'm gonna give you the best advice that I can here so that you can have the best chance of surviving as possible. You will die in this game and be killed by other players at some point, no matter what you do, but there are a few easy and effective things that you can do to make it happen way less and give you the best chance to survive going forward. First off, it goes without saying, but joining a guild or having friends to play with you is the best thing that you can do. There's a lot of protection in numbers, and doing whatever you're doing with a friend or two will really help you avoid getting killed by other players. Enemies will think twice before attacking you if you're with others, and you'll have a way better chance here to stand your ground and defend, or get away if you need to. Joining a guild is pretty easy to do, and many of them actively recruit on the Model Online 2 forums or Discord, and it's a good way to get easily set up with other players who can farm or travel with you for more safety. Just tell your guild what you want to do and ask if anyone wants to join or would be willing to help, and depending on the guild that you're in, you'll usually find at least one or two others who will be willing to go with you. Be careful what guild you join though, and ask about any allies or enemies that they have, cause that will have a big impact on who helps you out or attacks you on sight out in the open world as well. If you don't want to join a guild, making friends with anyone that you see is another option, and in a game like Model Online 2 it can be pretty easy to do. Most players are quite friendly and would be happy to go and do stuff together if you ask, especially if they're not in a guild yet. If you see someone outside and they look friendly enough, like maybe they're just farming bandits like you, or traveling from one town to the next like you, try talking to them to see if they want to group up. They could try to kill you or betray you later on, but 9 times out of 10, players will genuinely be happy to group up with you, and you can easily make friends this way, or at least get some all-important protection from someone temporarily who might need it just as much as you. But what if you don't want to join a guild or play with friends and you want to play solo? Well, you can definitely do that too, and while it will be harder for you if players do try to kill you, there are definitely a few easy steps that you can take to give you a way better chance at getting away. Starting off with surviving on horseback, the first thing you'll want to do is get a fast horse. This means that you'll want a desert horse, as these have the highest movement speed of any type of horse in the game, meaning you'll be able to outrun players using any other horse a lot more easily, or can at least be on par with those using the same one. If you use a steppe horse and a player going after you has a desert horse, it's pretty much guaranteed that you won't be getting away unless you're very lucky and are near a town, or some other players see you and decide to help. You'll also want to consider what kind of armor you use for your horse, if any. Equipping your horse with heavy armor provides better defense, but it slows your horse down quite a lot, and sometimes speed is more important. Using light or no armor will be more risky if your horse does get hit, but it will give you more speed, so you have a better chance of getting away or avoiding getting hit in the first place. Using no armor at all is very risky, but if you're being chased by a group of players anyway, it might be the best choice available. Next, you'll want to get the controlled riding and swift riding skills and max them out, or at least get them to a high enough level, as these will help you go further and faster on your mount. You can buy these skill books from the trade broker, and they're a bit expensive but worth the money and action points if you want to have the best chance of getting away or being able to even chase down your enemies. If you don't have these skills and a player chasing you does, they'll have a big advantage over you and will catch up with you sooner or later. It's also way more convenient to have these skills and will make traveling a lot quicker overall, so I'd recommend getting them anyway. Another really important tip is to always make sure that your horse's stamina bar is above 80% when traveling, so that if you do spot an enemy, you can run away at full speed for a long time before running out. If you're traveling along with your horse's stamina at 80% and another player sees you but their horse's stamina is only at 50%, you'll have a very good chance of getting away as long as they don't kill your horse before they have to stop. When you are running away, zigzagging a lot so that your enemies have a harder time shooting down your horse could also be really effective. But if there's more than one player going for you, this could also make it easier for one of them to focus purely on running in a straight line to catch up to you. So keep that in mind and do what you think is best in whatever situation you find yourself in. If you have magic, you'll want to keep healing your horse as you run away if it gets hit, and bandage yourself if you get hit too. As you run away, keep an eye out for any other players you see as well. Running to them and asking for help with your mic could save your life, and most players will attack any criminals that they see chasing you. When it comes to fighting or getting away on foot, you'll be pretty limited in what you can do here, but your speed and armor will be really important here, along with your skill if it comes down to a fight. There are times when you'll be out in the open world and someone will kill your horse while you kill theirs, and you'll both end up fighting on foot. These can be really fun moments if you enjoy PvP, but not so much when there's more than one player trying to kill you, and if you're in Alvarin and have high dexterity, you'll have the best chance of getting away. Speed is king, and so if you have it and are being chased on foot, you should be able to get away by just running. You'll want to learn how to manage your stamina if outrunning your enemy is the goal here, and so this is what you should know. Sprinting with your weapon out will make you run faster, but will also drain your stamina faster. Sprinting without your weapon out will make you run a bit slower, but will drain your stamina slower too and is more efficient, which is really good to know if you need to outrun your opponent over a long distance. Moving forward without sprinting will be slower with your weapon out, but your stamina will regenerate faster while doing this, making it the best option most of the time. So if outrunning your opponent, you'll pretty much want to sprint without your weapon out so that you can sprint for a longer period, and then take out your weapon and keep going forward without sprinting to regenerate your stamina as fast as you can while still moving. Keep doing this and you'll be getting away from any enemy player chasing you if they are slower in general or have the same speed as you but don't know how to manage their stamina in this way. If you're not able to outrun your opponent, your only option will be to run as far as you can looking for other players who might be able to help you or fight. If it comes down to a fight, the gear that you're both using will have a big impact as well as your skill. If you came prepared with a good set of armor and a good weapon, you'll have a good chance of being able to defend yourself. If you came out with very basic armor and a basic weapon, even if you're a better player than your enemy, they'll have a big advantage and a few lucky hits will kill you. So being prepared is half the battle. Aim for having a reptile set of armor as a minimum if you really want to have a good chance of being able to defend yourself when it comes to PvP. Most enemies who try to kill you will have that as a minimum too, and you can learn how to make that from my guide on how to craft reptile armor or buy it from the trade broker if you prefer. When it comes to your weapon, try to get a good one that will hit harder than the more basic ones you'll usually find on the trade broker for 1 or 2 gold. Most players looking for a fight are using a 2-hand sword with 26 to 28 slashing damage, so if you're using one with only 19 to 21 damage or less, that's a big difference right there without even taking armor into account. And the same goes for all weapon types. When you begin a fight, try your best not to panic and focus on blocking their attacks and countering right after. If they do the whole spinning attack thing, it's going to be a lot harder and they've probably practiced fighting a lot, so just try to step back to avoid getting hit and then run in and try to hit them as much as you can while running around them and parrying anything that you can. I'm no expert at fighting, but skill is what it will all come down to here. The better prepared you are in terms of skill and gear, the better your chances will be, and you can get better at fighting over time even as a solo player by just dueling players in town every day. That's pretty much all the advice I have when it comes to surviving or getting away from players trying to kill you. I'm not the best at PvP and there are probably better tactics out there that could be useful too, so if anyone has any that they'd like to share, feel free to leave a comment below. I hope this video helped some of you out there anyway. If it did, please leave a like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one.